to this broadcast.
Yeah, 28 of y'all out there that are watching, and we apologize. So, slow start to the broadcast is what Adam says here. Trev Burt's here. Trev's a great American. Josh Wesley's a damn good American. Josh, I may have some soldering I need you to do for me. Brandon Cox is here, is a good American. Adam Craig is questionable, but a good American. Yeah. Thank you, Brandon. I appreciate it, brother. You the man, buddy. Let's see. So, where are we? All right. We're fired up now. I've got everybody going. All right. First off, thank you all for watching today. As always, we appreciate you being here and hope to be able to answer a few questions for you. Adam and I are working on an install video today for an S&B air intake for Eco Diesels, for the Ram Eco Diesel on our 2016 truck we call Rowdy. So definitely be looking for that video. Adam's back. Looks like you guys are getting a hat today, hot off the press. So I'm going to keep it a little bit short today. A couple of things that we just want to touch on here. Number one, we just want to say prayers for all of our North Carolina, South Carolina brothers and sisters, everybody that's been affected by the hurricane. Anything we can do to help you guys, please reach out to us. I know that we've got some manufacturers that we work with and some dealers of ours that are in that country. Anything that we can do, just let us know, because as all good rednecks, we like to hoard away things like chainsaws and generators and bass boats, which are all the things that you need, and we will be glad to help you any way that we can. Let's see, what have I got going on? I got back from Suncoast training last week. I went down Wednesday of last week. I'd like to thank the Wolvertons, Margot and Ron, for having me down for some training. It was a really good time. I met some really great people. I was in some classes with some other retailers, which was great. I'm a people person. I like to meet people anyway. So met a bunch of really good dudes, really smart guys too. So I was in some torque converter classes the first day. Then we did some vacuum testing, looking for leaks in valve bodies, transmission cases, ply pistons, things of that nature. So we did some vacuum training from that from Sonex, and we appreciate the guy from Sonex and doing it, doing the class for us. Then the second day I did a build with George. George is the AT or the Duramax, the Allison build man for Suncoast. George is a fine dude. All the builders down there. Gene's a great guy. George is a good dude. Ernie is, a lot of you guys probably talked to Ernie. Ernie's a hell of a guy. I didn't catch the guy's name that does the Fords. I apologize. He seemed like a really good dude. 4R, 5R transmission, 6R. He does them real sharp guys. But all in all, just a great trip. We really think a lot of the guys down at Suncoast, and all of them. Glad to consider them friends, and just thanks for having me down. Let's see. Deer season is in. It's September, so Kentucky, our bow season came in September 1. We're actually in the middle of teal season and wood duck season right now. I have not got to teal or wood duck hunt in the last couple of years, and I miss it. Hope to get back to it for sure. So that's probably going to be our theme today. Our hat, and we'll give away the best comment gets our camouflage hat, so somebody will get that today. Now, Kentucky football is 3-0. We beat the Florida Gators. We went to Gainesville, got the job done, came back home, had a win at Murray State. I haven't seen you all since then. I am totally hyped up on it right now. We have Mississippi State at Commonwealth Stadium this weekend, Kroger Field. If you guys are Kentucky fans and you're in the Lexington area, please come out and support the Cats. For sure, it is a humongous game. So the boys from Starkville are coming to town. We got a game we're really pumped up about. LSU got a huge win last weekend. So you LSU fans, I know you all are on track. I don't know what in the world's going on in Arkansas, but I got you guys. I'm doing the best I can for you. I'm putting you all on our pick'em sheets every week. So yeah, and then I'm gonna give away a parachute today too. So all right, let's get started. I've yapped enough. Here we go. So I'm gonna start off with Brandon. Here he says, can a triple disc torque converter that's been shuddering and clanking since new cause an input shaft and stator support shaft to break after a couple of thousand miles? Brandon, I would think so. If you're getting those types of noises coming from the converter, something has to be going on in there that's going to throw everything out of balance. The more out of balance you throw it, the more fatigue that it's going to put on the parts that it's connected to, the input shaft, the stator support. So those things can definitely have, fatigue cracking, fatigue breakage. There's going to be failures for it. So yes, I would think that's definitely a real possibility for sure. Let's see here. Justin says, I have a fast EM1002 fuel pump. How do you know what the GPH rating is? An EM1002. I guess that's the motor number that you've got, Justin. Well, I can tell you this much: it's either going to be a 95 or 165 gallon per hour. Even the older pumps, as long as it's not on a Class 8 truck, you're going to either have that 150 gallon per hour rating, what they used to call them 150s, which are actually 165s now. So that gets a little bit complicated. But I think the EM1002 is actually the motor number. So without knowing exactly what the truck is and maybe even crossing over the serial number of the pump, I really can't. I don't know that. Some guys may know the pump numbers to know whether it's one of the higher gallon per hours or not. And if you do, if you got that information, jump in here for sure. Lewis Ledford says, you guys are awesome. Thanks for great customer service. The only company I'll use for my F350. Lewis, thank you very much for shopping with us, and we're honored to have your business for sure. Craig Kaler says, I'm putting a P-Pump Cummins in a 1967 Highboy. Do you have an aftermarket tack kit? Craig, yes, I can get you a tack kit. Give me a call. The number below. Not taking any calls today on live chat, but what you can do is give me a call, leave me a message. I will have one of my sales guys get back to you, or I'll get back to you directly, and we'll get you set up. That's no problem at all. Landon Matthews says, what injector percentage would you recommend when you're running dual CP3s? Ladson, I would really think that you're really wanting to figure out what your target horsepower is before you assign injectors to it. Dual CP3s is going to take you up. Even stock dual CP3s is going to be plenty enough fuel to support you up to, 1,000, 1,500, maybe even 2,000 horsepower, depending on what your tuning is. And I may have misspoke there. It may not pack all the way up to 2,000, but it's tons and tons and tons of fuel. So that gives you a very, very wide range of injectors that you could definitely support within that. So what does that mean? You got to figure out what the horsepower number is that you're looking to get. What is your turbo setup? So the turbo setup and what the horsepower goals that you have, that's what's going to tell you what injector you're looking to go with there. Gene Fugit says, what are your thoughts on Gale Banks diff cover testing? I will tell you this, Gene. I've watched this. I have not gotten all the way through the cover test that he did. I really, really liked his spin on doing the plexiglass cover so you could see the inside of that, and actually how the fluid travels when it's going around the ring gear and making its way back to the rear pinion bearing there. I really, really like the way that he spun that. I definitely think that there's probably things that some of these differential cover companies can do that might want to follow suit inside of that. But I do think that inside of the differential, now listen, I'm not a scientist or an engineer or anything like this, but I can tell you this much. Increasing the amount of fluid inside of the differential, I don't think is going to put enough of a parasitic drag on the ring and pinion to decrease your mileage or cause early wear or premature wear on these parts. That's just my thoughts. Okay, I also think that the ring gear is coming through enough fluid inside of there that the actual throwing of the fluid is so violent, there's probably not much of that differential case that is not actually getting lubricated. Pressurized lubrication, and I call it pressurized, but it's not pressurized, but it is not getting lubricated by that ring gear going in there. Gale's doing a hell of a job. He is really, really doing a good job. I don't necessarily know why that he took this spin. I don't know if it's because he's not in that market or he just wants to show what the truth behind the matter is. But again, I'm not a scientist or any of these things. I'm not even a mechanical engineer. All I can tell you is I think that the actual movement of the fluid inside of a differential with a cover on it, even if it's a square cover and it doesn't have to necessarily have rounded channels to help with directional, I think that you're going to have some throw of the fluid inside that differential. I think you're going to be okay. We've sold a ton of differential covers over the years. I have never had anybody call me and say I wore my differential out because I'm using a X brand cover. So that's my take on it. Tim Franklin. Tim says 2010 Dodge 6.7 only goes into limp mode CEL on the highway around city. It's just fine. Showing only 17K fuel pressure. Tim, first thing I want to know is what's your lift pump pressure? How long has it been since you've changed your fuel filter? The obvious thing, you could have a high return rate on your injectors, so that could be sucking your fuel rail dry. You could have a CP3 that's actually going bad. A couple of different things could be going on there, man. 17,000 pounds of fuel pressure, is that when you're romped all the way down? A lot more that I need to know there. Let's see. Colin Rainey joined. Colin Rainey is a great American, and Colin is single, ladies. So if you're looking for a man, Colin's a good dude. Let's see. Can you guys tune my 12 valve? Caleb, we have lots of parts for 12 valves. I can definitely help you out with that. We can kind of give you some pointers on setting up timing and whatnot as well. What is the safest but highest fuel rail pressure you can see at wide open throttle on a stock 07 5.9? I cannot remember what the actual fuel rail sensor is. As soon as I started reading your question, I knew exactly what you were talking about there. I cannot remember what the stock fuel rail sensor reads on a 5.9 comes. I think it is 26,400. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I apologize. As long as you are in that range, you should be just fine. If you have something that is making over that in pressure, I can tell you this. CP3 pumps that are actually tested on Bosch test stands, just throwing out a name there, or any kind of test stand, they're not actually running 26,000 all the time or 24,000 or anything. There's a whole gamut of pressures that they run through. They run above 30,000 psi on the test stand. So are the pumps capable of handling it? Yes, absolutely. Do you have something going on that's making above what your rail pressure sensor is capable of reading? Absolutely. So you got something going on there that's not correct. Could I put a little bit bigger drop-in turbo on my LMM without doing an upgraded trans and torque converter? Brody, I appreciate that question. If you're already questioning whether you're going to be, whether you're going to kill your trans or not, you're probably going to want to start with taking care of your transmission first. You're going to have to learn to walk before you run. That's just the way to go, man. So if you're trying to take it to that brink of not effing up your transmission, don't even go that far. Start with the transmission next. Good drop-in chargers, Garrett Power Max. By the way, we got a lot of different chargers for that truck. Ryan Lovelace just joined. Ryan, I have not seen your name in forever. How the hell are you, brother? Come see us one day. Sam, if I skipped your question, buddy, I apologize. Let's go back here. Sam says I skipped him, but I don't see your question. Sam, brother, I'm sorry, man. It says skipped again. I apologize, but I didn't see your question. Hannah Bromley says LBZ, LML, or LMM, least problems and best performance. I think in those three, Hannah, I'd say it's probably LML right out of the gate. LMM and LBZ, you're looking at problems with. So LBZ and LMM, you're looking at a completely different injection system. So it's not piezo. So you can have more injector failures on those. Wore out barrel plungers in the CP3 cause you low rail fuel rail pressure, wear out of the injectors, which just causes a high return rate. So we really don't see those things inside of the LML, but the LML CP4's grenade, go through the system, bomb the whole thing if you don't keep proper fuel pressure beside of it or do a CP3 conversion. So that being said, I don't like LBZ pistons, I don't like LMM pistons, so I'm going to go LML. I think that you will be happy with it. Just make sure that you address the CP4 very quickly. Brody, you're very welcome. Okay. Ethan, I'm going to finish up with yours. Yours is technical, so let's finish up with yours, and then Adam and I will go back out and get our video going. So just ordered a 188 220 cam through y'all, 7 and 13 sack injectors, valve springs, retainers, and all supporting mods. I've got a 66 mil turbo, not 100% sure on specs, but I believe it to be a 6674. Would I be better off with a 64 75 compounds or keeping the 66 on it? Thank you, Ethan. Thank you for ordering your parts for us. First off, we appreciate that, and it's really going to depend on what you're wanting to do. I'm not going to give you that answer, man. 66 mil turbo, probably going to have a little bit more lag to it than what you're going to like. But when the 66 when the 66 lights, it is going to be ass down, nose up, get gone. Now, compounds, they're beautiful. The drivability is beautiful. Boost is almost instantaneous. It is always there, and it's just, to me, this being a mechanical truck, I'm just assuming this is probably a 12-valve truck. If that's the way that you've gone there, you are going to have a much cleaner driving experience with compounds. Wait, spend the money, go with the twins, and I think that you will really appreciate the drivability of the truck. All right. All right, guys. I think that's what I'm going to go. I'm going to go. James, I'm going to knock yours out real quick. James says, I recently installed an exhaust and the STC tuner in prep for the EGR delete. I did put safe towing tube on there and once in a while. Sitting at a stop, the RPM will seem like surge, a little like 800 RPMs, and I have made sure I'm pressing my brake pedal harder. 03 F350 6.0. James, you know what? I don't know what in the world you've got going on there. RPM will seem to surge a little like to 800 RPM, and I have to make sure I'm pressing my brake pedal harder. 03. The 03s, I think, have a throttle valve inside of them. Is your throttle valve acting up? I would be very, very curious as to that. I wonder if your throttle valve is acting up and causing that surge. I may be completely wrong on that. If you've gone through your fuel system and everything, if you don't have any power balance issues per cylinder, that throttle valve may be the direction to go. So, all right, we're going to call it right there. Ethan, or James, the last question I had, I couldn't answer your question because I'm not 6.0 smart enough, so I'm going to give you the bottle of Power Shot, and maybe this will fix the entire problem that you had. Now, the hat. Who are we going to give the hat to today? You know what? Ethan Smallwood, you're getting the hat. I appreciate you doing all of your business with us on your build. Anything I can do to help you. So, Ethan, I'm going to give you the hat. And, James, I'm going to give you the bottle of Power Shot. Thank you to everybody for being with us today. Sales we got going on. We got the free tip with MBRP, free shipping on Suncoast transmissions, which is really, really good sale. Can't talk enough about that. All of our apparel items right now are shipping for free. We will be at Beans Diesel Performance for their event in a couple of weeks, so check us out there. Adam and myself and Jimmy, we're going to be there. Also, we are going to be at GNR Diesel's event. That is later in October, I think the weekend of the 28th. So if anybody's going to GNR's event, we actually will be there at that one too. So that one was a late one getting on the books, but we are going to be there. We would love to see you guys there. Come up and talk to us, shake hands with us, and tell some lies. So that's it for me today, guys. I'm going to go back out to the shop. You all have a very safe weekend. Everybody stay safe. God bless America. Thank you all for watching, and we appreciate it.